Hey everybody, Gio here.
Y Juan Carlos.
And we are back.
We are.
Did you miss us? We missed you. So, welcome to the channel. And if you're new to the channel, what can they do?
They can subscribe, like, and share, please.
Yeah, all of those things are great. It helps with that whole algorithm here at YouTube. And for those of you that have been watching our channel and supporting us, we want to say a huge thank you. So, what's been happening? This video is going to be sort of an update on what's been happening in our lives for the last several months and kind of give you a little insight into what's going to be happening in our future and a little bit about the future of this channel. So we encourage you, please stick around to the end of this video because I've got a big announcement, some new and exciting stuff to share with all of you viewers, which I think many of you will be excited about, or at least I hope so, right?
I hope so, yeah.
I do. So we thought it would be a good idea to come on here today and just kind of have a little chat. And during the chat, we're going to throw in some footage because there's been a lot of things that have happened since January of this year. And we do have some footage from various things that have happened in our life that we wanted to share with all of you, right?
Correct.
How did we celebrate the New Year? What did we do?
Well, the New Year, we were in Costa Rica with my family.
Yeah.
And we celebrated in our house with the family all together, like we have done for the past almost 10 years.
Yeah, it's been almost 10 years that we celebrate Christmas and New Year with Juan Carlos's family in Costa Rica.
Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad, Merry Christmas. We're spending the day today up with JC's cousins and a gaggle of kids and family. Everybody's hanging out. They're playing bingo in the garage right now.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's very loud. Latinos are loud like Italians. So
yeah.
It's true. It's true. But check out that view behind us. Not a bad way to spend Christmas here in Costa Rica.
Feliz Navidad.
We did that, but when we were in Costa Rica, we were very anticipatory of January and flying back here to the United States because one of the biggest things in our lives to happened in January. So why don't you tell them what's the big news that happened to you in January?
Well, I finally became an US citizen. Yeah.
That's like monumental.
Today, January 7th, is my USA Citizenship test and interview.
Yes, it is. So hopefully we will be celebrating a little bit more today because the journey, while it's been long, it's come to an end.
Finally.
Yes. How you feeling?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're going to go in and check in and we will see you at the conclusion. Amor, I'm so excited.
Yo también.
I love you so much.
Lo dicho.
Yay! I'm trying not to cry, everyone. So incredibly happy. The process is complete. As of today, Juan Carlos has been approved for citizenship. And the great news is we get to come back in 4 days for his oath ceremony.
Just 4 days.
Just 4 days from now, it is 100% official. My husband is a U.S. citizen. How you feeling?
Very good. Yeah, it's a relief.
Such a relief.
This is complete and we are ready to continue.
Yes, moving on. Next chapters of our lives, almost 10 years together. We're going to be celebrating our 5-year wedding anniversary next month. Lots to celebrate. It certainly makes us happy, yeah?
Correct.
Anyway, so excited.
So yeah, that's a milestone, definitely. Back in November, we were in New Jersey visiting my sister's fiance and her, and we received the notification that my interview for citizenship was scheduled for January 7th. So from that point on, I started getting ready, and then on that day I went there. We were together, and we took first the interview to remove the conditions. That was approved, and immediately I got my interview and test for citizenship. I passed, and just a few days later it was the oath ceremony.
Well, it's official, everyone. Juan Carlos is a U.S. citizen.
I'm a U.S. citizen.
He knows his rights.
Know my rights.
So yeah, we are now going to head to make copies of the certificate, go to the passport office, and immediately apply for the U.S. passport.
See.
Yeah. And then, but yeah, exciting day.
A
So
lot
happy.
of people.
Yeah, there were 135, I think, being sworn in. That's pretty cool. All right, we'll see you guys soon.
And yeah, that was a total, like,
Big,
finally.
huge relief. A big weight off our shoulders. So as you know, we were married in February of 2020. March of 2020, we all know what happened. The world changed forever. Going through the immigration process during that period of time was a little more challenging because of what was happening in the world. So what typically takes about 3 years for a married couple took us a little over 5 years to complete. And to say it was a relief and to say it was just a huge weight off of his shoulders and my shoulders would be an understatement. So we'll talk more about that later, but
Yeah,
it was very exciting, and you're now official. You are a U.S. citizen.
Yes, so we're happy for that. And when that was done, something happened to his family, my extended family
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, we were celebrating with his family and my family the fact that he got a citizenship. We'd had multiple conversations. Just to back up, you've probably, if you haven't, the last video on the channel is a tribute video that I did. There's a link up here for you, for my father, because unfortunately, shortly after, literally like it was a week later after he became a citizen, we got the bad news that my father had passed away. He had been diagnosed last year with cancer, and he had been going through many different treatments, sort of in and out of the hospital. We were all pretty hopeful that things were moving in the right direction, but unfortunately he took a turn for the worse. And to say that was devastating was an understatement as well. And so there was that situation, and we all gathered together as a family to celebrate his memory and his legacy. And I talk a lot about that in the other video, so I won't go into too much detail, but certainly that was a big change. And it sort of put my world into sort of a tailspin. Went to Savannah, did all of the things, Savannah, Georgia, with my family, and did all the things with the family, the memorial service, etc. And then after that was over, we had already had plans we had booked another trip to Disney. And
Celebrate our 10th anniversary.
Yeah, it was our 10-year anniversary trip. It was also to celebrate his citizenship, his birthday, which is in February. So all of those milestones. And, and to honor my dad, actually, we decided let's go ahead and continue with the trip because he would want nothing more for us to go and enjoy our happy place. Yeah. So
that was the beginning and middle of February.
Right.
And then in March.
Yeah, before we get to March, though, why don't we tell them a little bit about what we did at Disney? Because it was something new that we hadn't done before.
We stayed at the Polynesian Resort. Beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, it was our first time ever staying there. And as Disney Vacation Club members, we were able to utilize our points. We did a split stay in February.
Yes.
So we did several days at the Polynesian, and then we moved over to the Saratoga Springs Resort, which is one of our home resorts.
Home resorts, yeah.
And we finished up our trip in Orlando there. And of course, it was just what I needed to kind of escape sort of the sadness and the grief and all of that. But I will say thank you to you in front of all of our viewers, because without him by my side, I don't think I could have gotten through it. And I appreciate you for that. Thank you. It was a tough time. So now we could go to March. What happened in March?
Then in March, I flew to Costa Rica to spend my mom's birthday with her. I stayed the entire month. I also celebrated my younger sister birthday as well, there in Costa Rica. And then he came the last 10 days that we were there.
I was there for 11 days. I flew down and joined him at the end of the month. And during March, I had clients and work and things of that, so I wasn't able to go for the extended amount of time that he was. And again, the blessing for you is that, for Juan Carlos, he works from home, so he can be anywhere in the world and do his job.
Yeah.
So which allowed him, and now that he's a U.S. citizen, we don't have to worry about, how much time he's out of the country.
It can be as
We
much
can
as well.
travel freely back and forth, which is amazing and great. And speaking of that, by the way, as soon as he got his citizenship, the day we went immediately to the passport office, and I applied for the renew of my passport because it was time. My passport was going to expire in 2026, and he never had a passport here in the U.S., so now we both have our brand new passports.
Yeah.
What you got? What you got?
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Yay!
Passport.
Woohoo! And then I joined him in Costa Rica. Unfortunately for me, excuse me, you probably hear that I still have a little frog in my throat. I had a client, I was supposed to go to Las Vegas to do a job. And the day I was supposed to fly, the night before, I started feeling, you just feel kind of run down and not so great. And I just was not feeling really well when I woke up in the morning, and I had a low-grade fever. Not a high fever. It was, for me, my average temperature is like around 97. Most people are at 98 something. So for me to have anything above 99 is very odd for me. So I decided that morning, I was supposed to fly to Vegas that night. I went to the drugstore and picked up one of those tests. It tests for the flu and for COVID. And as soon as I took that test, like seconds later, it was like, bam, you've got COVID. So, wah, wah. So unfortunately, I had to cancel that trip. Fortunately for me, though, this time with COVID, it was very minor.
And I wasn't here, so I didn't get it.
Yeah, thankfully he wasn't here, so we didn't get it. I stayed home, just did over-the-counter, medication. I felt kind of crappy for a couple days, but overall, it was a pretty minor case. I just have a little... It seems like things linger sometimes with that illness for whatever reason. Just a little sinusy. Other than that, though, feel great. Luckily, I was still able to join him a week later down in Costa Rica, where we had an amazing time with his family, did some stuff at our house, and then we flew back here to the U.S. We're here at our beautiful home in Florida, which we love. We've been doing spring stuff, planting flowers, working on the yard, all of those things that you do domestically. We're preparing. His family is coming the week after next for a visit, which we're excited. His mom and his sisters, and his one sister's fiance is joining us, and they're going to stay here with us at our house for a couple days, and then we're going where?
Walt Disney World.
Shock, right? Where else would we be going? But yeah, we're excited about that. So we're going up for another week to Disney, and we're going to be going. We're doing one park. We're going to do a water park, and then we're doing Universal for a day on this trip, and then a couple resort days.
Yeah, and we're staying in a 2-bedroom villa at Saratoga Springs.
Yes, which we're very excited about because we never stayed in a 2-bedroom as part of Disney Vacation Club. So stay tuned for that. Of course, we'll have a video and a tour and all of those things. So you've made it this far. As we promised, we're going to have a little announcement at the end of the video and a little exciting news. So I'm getting ready to celebrate my 58th birthday in June. Can you believe it? 58 years on this planet? I don't feel a day over 38. Anyway, for all of the last 30 years of my life and the time that I worked at Disney and to now, travel has always been such an important part of my life. And one of the reasons Juan Carlos and I connected so well is because we travel so well together. And he also has a passion for travel. Prior to meeting him, he had already traveled the world pretty much.
Yeah.
And so when we came together, that was one of our shared passions, right? And we still continue to do that. Obviously, Disney is a big part of that, but there's a lot of other destinations on our bucket list, which we're going to tell you about in just a minute, so stay tuned. One of our bucket list checks is going to be checked at the end of this year. And over the years, I have helped countless members of my family, friends, colleagues, whenever they're looking to plan vacations for whatever reason.
Family.
Yeah, they reached out to me a lot. They were like, "Hey, you travel a lot. Can you give me some advice? Hey, we're going to Disney. Can you make some recommendations? Hey, I'm going on a cruise. I've never been on a cruise." You guys have cruised a lot. Can you help us out and tell us what to expect, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that got my wheels turning, and I've been thinking about this for quite a while, that I've been doing all of this for years, helping people plan vacations. Why not start doing it professionally? So I started researching it probably, I don't know, seriously, probably about 6 months ago, I'd say.
Yeah, around that time.
Yeah, I have a couple friends that are in the travel business. A former colleague of mine, I reached out to him, who gave some great advice. And then I just did a ton of research on my own and looking at different options of, do I want to open my own travel agency and take on all that responsibility? Or do I want to go the route of becoming or as I am now, a vacation planner under the umbrella of an established travel agency and utilize their expertise? And ultimately I decided to go that route because I've never done it professionally. So I felt really it was important for me to align myself with an existing travel brand that fit not only my needs, but also the needs of the type of traveler that I'm going to be working with. And I came across this one particular company after researching tons and tons and tons, and it's called Extra Magic Trips. So you can check that out, extramagictrips.com. And one of the best things about it, it's a gay-owned company, husbands, out of Pennsylvania. And after my first conversation with the owner, Stephen, I knew I felt at home with them. Yep. I knew it was a right fit. And I was excited.
He was very excited.
Because he was in Costa Rica at the time when I had that initial conversation. So what are your thoughts about me moving into this, I don't know, fourth chapter of my life as a vacation planner?
Well, I have to say that I'm very proud of him, because he took this seriously from the very beginning, like doing all the research about, what is the best option to do right now. Start my own agency or be part of one and see how the business is. And he watched tons of videos, read some books, and everything to make sure that he was doing the right thing. And then once he made a decision to join this agency, the Extra Magic Trips, he went all in. Like, he took all the training he started with Disney and Universal. In like one day, a couple of days, he had already completed pretty much all of those trainings. So
some might say I'm an overachiever.
Yeah. So for that, I'm really proud of him.
Oh, thank you, Amor. Yeah. I appreciate that.
Yeah, he's very passionate about it, and he's still continuing doing some more of those trainings for hours. Sitting here next to me, taking those trainings, and he just recently finished
Virgin Cruises.
Virgin Cruises, yeah.
Which that one took a little longer than some of the other ones. It was pretty intense. So yeah, so to that point, it wasn't so easy as to just say, okay, I'm going to be a travel agent. Now, certainly you can do that, and you can sign up and not go through all of the certifications and the training. There's no law that says you have to be a certified agent. The only law for me that I have to comply with is here in the state of Florida, I have to be registered as what's called a seller of travel, which I am. The agency that I'm working under is called a host agency. They hold all of the surety bonds and all of the insurances that are needed. And so I'm working under that. I'm covered under all of those things, which is great. And then I'm on my own to do education. So as I said, I'm not a young chicken anymore. So it was kind of interesting for me to kind of go back to school and do online learning, if you will. Yeah. But I've had a blast doing it. So what does that mean? For all of you watching, and those of you that are watching our channel, and you see us travel and you see our adventures, I can now help you cultivate some of those same experiences. So if you're somebody who wants to go on a cruise and maybe you never have before, or you want to go to Disney, whether it's Walt Disney World or Disneyland or Aulani in Hawaii, or you want to go on an Adventures by Disney trip anywhere in the world, those are in
Costa Rica.
Yeah, even Costa Rica. Yep, those are amazing adventures. And also National Geographic. I'm also certified by them now for National Geographic Adventures, and they offer some of the most incredible trips all over the world that are just, unbelievable. So there's that. And then Universal Studios Orlando and Universal Studios Hollywood. I went through all of their training academy as well and got my certifications to be able to sell all of those. In addition, SeaWorld in Orlando. On top of that, Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines, Celebrity Cruise Lines, Disney Cruise Lines, and now most recently Virgin Cruise Lines. And I'm excited. So my focus in travel is going to be on destination travel, theme parks. So obviously Disney, Universal, SeaWorld, the Orlando destination. I can help you plan the most amazing, the most magical, scrumptious. As you know, we're foodies. I can help you plan your meals, and I can book reservations for you. All of those things, which is great. In addition, because of our Costa Rica connection, my husband who's from Costa Rica, and the fact that we also have a home there, I went ahead and did a training by what's called Essential Costa Rica, and now I'm certified as a vacation planner to help you plan an amazing adventurous vacation in Costa Rica. And because we live there, I've got a little more insight into the areas, and we can pull in some resources and help plan some amazing vacations for those of you who are interested in traveling to Costa Rica.
Yeah.
And then the best part is all of the cruises. All of those cruise lines, we love cruising. We met on a cruise. Cruises excite us. We love that. So whether it's a Caribbean cruise, a Mediterranean cruise, a European adventure cruise, going to Iceland, going to South America, wherever in the world, I can help you plan the most amazing cruise vacation. And right now, I'm focused on Royal Caribbean, Celebrity Cruise Lines, Disney Cruise Lines, and Virgin, not Virgin Atlantic, that's the airline. Virgin Cruise Lines. However, I do have the ability to book other cruises as well, including boutique cruises like Regent Seas, the smaller ship cruises. We've been to Alaska. We've been all over the Caribbean. We've been to the Northeast, up into the Canadian waters, and up in there on a cruise ship. And this fall, we're doing a bucket list trip. And actually, we've had this plan before I even became official. And I booked it through my friend, who's a travel agent, actually. So tell them, Amor, what are we doing in September?
We're doing the Norwegian fjords.
We are. It is an incredible 7-night cruise that we're doing on Celebrity, the Celebrity Apex. And we're going to be sailing from Southampton, England, all the way up to Norway. And we're going through a bunch of the fjords. And it's something I've desired to do ever since we went on our Alaskan cruise, mainly because the Norwegian fjords are often referred to as a similar topography of Alaska, but of course different, and it's a whole different part of the world. So we're going to be going there. We're going to be spending some time in London before the cruise and after the cruise. Of course, we're going to take you all along with us. So there you go. That's the big announcement. So I'm going to put a link down below. So if you're interested and you want to reach out to me, or you just want to get on my mailing list, because I send out group notifications, discount notifications, all kinds of travel information, tips and tricks. If you want to know about those things, I encourage you to do that. Hop over to our blog on our channel, gioandjc.com. I'm going to be posting lots of travel things on our blog there. And then what does this mean for the future of our channel? What is this going to look like for Gio and JC? Well, going forward, obviously the channel has always had a little element of travel. Going forward, we're going to be a little more focused, and I'm going to be a little more focused. JC may step out of the camera limelight a few times, and it might be a little more just focused on me telling you about cool adventures or things to do with the travel industry. But you can rest assured that you will have both of us still continuing going forward.
Yeah, it's just there's gonna be more focus on the vacation experience as a whole, more than just us.
Right. And of course, the vacation experience coming from our perspective as a gay couple, and the fact that the agency that I'm working with, Extra Magic Trips, is a gay-owned and operated business. One of the most important things to me as a travel planner is that I'm working on vacations and helping those within our community and allies of our community experience destinations around the world that are welcoming and accepting of our community. So that's a big component of this as well. So I'll be bringing you lots of information related to the LGBTQI+ community as it relates to travel, which is pretty cool. I think so. And of course, we're always open to your feedback and your suggestions. We love reading the comments. From day one when we started this channel, we have read and replied to pretty much every single comment on any of our videos. That's always been a component of who we are and what our channel is about. Because why? Happiness is a lifestyle. And that doesn't change. Our mantra certainly fits with this whole theme of travel, because we're never as happy as we are when we're experiencing something new, right?
Yeah. And now we also have another mantra. Happiness is our travel style.
Our travel style. There you go. I like it. He just made that up.
No.
No, he said it the other day.
Yes.
Anyway, we're super excited about that. By the way, we're having a lovely beverage. Why don't you tell them what I made?
He made our favorite drink from Costa Rica. It's simple. It's lemonade, but with mint.
Mint. Yeah, it's like everywhere you go in Costa Rica in the restaurants, you'll see it on the menus there. So that's a little travel tip from us to you. If you're in Costa Rica and you're in a soda or a restaurant and you see on the menu something called limonada de yerba buena. And yerba buena means mint. It's a very long word for a short word in English, right?
Yeah.
And basically it's frozen lemonade with fresh mint. And it's so delicious and refreshing. And here we are on a nice warm spring day, sipping our limonada.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and of course you could always spike it with a little beverage of your choice, but
Yeah.
we didn't do that.
No, it's just...
It's too early. But anyway, there you go. That's what's happening in our life. That's our little update. We hope you've enjoyed this video. And until next time, as we always say, happiness is
a lifestyle.
Be well, everyone.